And we are live, guys. How you guys doing tonight? This is, of course, George. You guys have seen him on the live streams before with me. He's been a guest on here a couple of times. What's going on, George? What are you wearing tonight, by the way?
What's up, man? Okay, today, right now, I have not so much a G-Shock, but I have the I don't know what the reference number is, but the one from Mission Impossible.
Okay.
So it's not a G-Shock, but it's got all the same stuff, and it's like more in that like hexagon shape instead of a square.
Okay.
So that's what I got on.
Dude, like I am wearing the Islander.
Islander.
Yeah, I'm actually really liking this piece. It definitely kind of reminds you of an upgraded SKX. At least
that's cool,
at least for
man.
me. So
I like those are kind of expensive, right? Like if they're not, or like I mean, if like you got it on a Black Friday, right? Okay, but is it more expensive? Like
well, usually their regular price is about $300, and I picked up for like $226. So they're really, even at that $300, I feel like is a really good buy.
Yeah,
if you're looking at one for the upgrades that you get.
I mean, because you're already buying like if you buy an SKX and you do all those upgrades, like, well, if you buy an SKX, you're already into it more than what that cost you, right?
Pretty much. With all the mods, the sapphire crystal, everything that you add to it, you're pretty much into it more than you are and you bought it this way, really. So, but guys, today we're going to actually talk about George's collection. And he's been around collecting for a while. How many years have you been collecting now, George?
I honestly probably started, quote unquote, collecting probably around 2012.
Okay.
2012 is like when I would say probably started taking it more seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your first real, quote unquote, real piece, I guess you could say?
Okay, well, the way it kind of started with me was when my dad, that's another thing I forgot was when my dad passed away, I inherited a few watches from him. He passed away in 2011.
Okay. Sorry to hear about that.
Thanks, man. So I inherited his sub, his Rolex sub.
Okay.
And an 18 karat gold Jules Jurgensen from I think the 60s manual wind. And the reason why I forgot those is because I keep those two in a safe, in my safe. And then my other watches I keep just more handy.
Okay.
But so I inherited those in 2011, and then I guess the watch that really kind of, so I inherited those, and I was like, okay, I got, my dad's watches. That's cool. Because to my dad, like Rolex was like the top, you know what I mean? So I got those, and then for Father's Day of 2012, my mom gave me a Seiko SKX.
Okay.
I mean, I picked it out, and then so she gave it to me for Father's Day. But in all honesty, what really got me collecting was not even those watches. It was a NATO strap, which was, strangely enough, was the black one with the gray stripes, the Bond.
Okay.
So I bought that NATO strap for the SKX, and then I thought it was so cool that you can just easily swap them out, that I was like, okay, well, now I want this color, and now I want this color. And so I got a ton of NATO straps, and then I got more watches. I started buying more watches to go with all the NATO straps.
Okay, so you started the opposite way then. You started with the NATOs rather than the actual.
Right. Yeah.
So was it was it like something to like match? Do you try to match? Are you like me where you try to match what you wear?
I do. Yeah. Like like I got like my favorite color is navy blue, and because I'm a big Notre Dame fan, most stuff goes with navy blue.
Of course, I'm sporting my Clemson Tiger shirt, by the way.
There you go.
Buddy.
Rematch,
yeah. Should be a good game, though.
I think you guys will get us this game.
I'll copy this. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. But, yeah, I started getting more into, I started getting more straps to go with different outfits and, this, and then, that's really how it started, was that just, I started getting more straps of different colors and then more watches to go with the straps and, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then that's actually, you'll see that's a big theme of my collection here, is either most watches were either gifts or to mark special occasions.
Okay.
So
nice.
So
nice.
yeah.
I was saying, you want to start showing us what you got?
Yeah, we could. So this is in no particular order. Let's see. This is a watch that it's kind of funny because this is a little Citizen quartz.
Okay.
It's in blue, and I call it, it's a quartz, and I call it my Citizen quartz Datejust.
Okay.
Just because it looks like it kind of reminds me of a Datejust. That watch, my wife, when she was my girlfriend, that was the first watch she ever bought me.
Okay.
So that was a daily driver for a long time.
So that's definitely probably one you probably won't get rid of at all then, right?
Yeah, I'll never get rid of that one.
Okay.
Let's see. Another one is, I think everybody's got this one. I showed you this one a little bit earlier. Seiko, was it an SNK black dial? I've had the blue dial and I've had the green dial in, and I've actually ended up selling both, but it's crazy. Prices on those have actually gone up. You know how much I got that one for? I bought that one for, God, I want to say in 2016, 2017, something like that. That was a Black Friday, and I got that one on Amazon for $40. Can't beat that, man. I've seen some of those go for like 125 now, which is still it's still a decent deal, but compared to what you used to be able to get into, I think it's because a lot of YouTubers recommend them as like the first like under $100 watch. Yeah, so I mean, it's everybody's, it's a good watch to give like, a kid or whatever, like for their first watch. It's a good gateway drug, as they call it, right? It's a gateway. Yeah. I have it on an Admiralty Gray. That's one of my favorite colors for a NATO is Admiralty Gray. Okay. And I think like it's a good, like, given the watch, I think it's a cool theme to have it on here. So there's that one. Chris, you remember this one. This was the one that I got from you. Okay. Yeah, the SNK. SNK, the blue dial. Yeah, I can't remember the reference number. If anybody remembers the reference number down there in the comments, let us know. It's funny. I got this one. I got this one from you because it looked like the one my wife gave me, but I wanted an automatic version of it. So that's why I got that one. Okay. Let's see. This was one that I inherited from my dad. This is a Rado. Okay. And that's a dress watch. Nice. It's a Florence. My mom has the matching one to this one, the ladies. Cool. So they had a his and hers, huh? Yeah, so they had a his and hers. And so that's where this one came from. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, they actually bought these watches when they were in Europe. Okay. And they were actually in Switzerland. Okay. When they got those, and they got the matching pair. My mom lost hers And so they had to go around. I forgot where they found it, but my dad had to buy her another one because she lost it.
Oh.
So there's that one. This is another one. This could be my favorite watch. This is, in my opinion, it's almost perfect. Hamilton.
Okay.
Khaki Automatic.
Okay.
This one has the H10 movement, which is the, what is it, 70 or 80 hour power reserve?
Yeah, something like
that. This one, my mom and my wife gave that to me for Christmas one year. This is, to me, it's almost perfect. If it had a screw down crown, this could honestly be my everyday. I could be a one watch guy ish. I could be a one watch.
That term used loosely, right?
Yeah. If that had a screw down crown. I absolutely love that watch. That's probably outside of my sentimental, watches, which, I mean, that is one that is a sentimental watch, but I could honestly just have that watch.
Okay.
I absolutely love that watch. Again, this is, like I said, this is a recurring theme here. This watch, this is a Christopher Ward C60. There we go.
Okay.
This is the second generation. So it's got the logo where it says just CH period Ward. I know I've heard some people call it the coward, because if you look at it like briefly, it looks like it just says coward, but it's got like the onion style hour hand. This one, like I said, it's one of these watches where I picked it out, but it was an anniversary gift. Oh, another reason why this watch will never be sold either is because you'll probably not be able to catch it on camera, but my wife, she actually had it engraved with her name on it. So, but this one is, I think this one came in a 42 millimeter and a 38. It was either 38 millimeter or 36 millimeter. Looking back on it, I wish I would have gotten it in the 38.
Because you prefer the smaller watches, right?
Well, not only that, because like a 42, it's technically the same size as an SKX, but that one wears a lot bigger. Okay. Because the ceramic bezel goes all the way to the edges of the case. So it wears more like a 43 or 44. So, like if you wear it out in the sun and like in a natural daylight, it plays with the light a lot because the center links on the bracelet are polished. And it's got a lot of polishing. So it's a really nice watch. I love Christopher Ward. I wish I would wear it more if I got it in a 38 millimeter. Let's see. This next one here. This one I bought myself. This is the Smith's Everest.
That's a great piece. If you guys that looks familiar to you guys, he lent that in for me to review, guys. That's a killer watch, especially for 36 mil.
I love it.
It fits perfect, even on a bigger wrist like mine. It fits perfect, guys.
This will be on its way shortly to you.
Cool. Yeah, I have a video idea coming, guys, with that one and a couple others. So I won't let the cat out of the bag yet.
It's a cool idea. What you want to do with it? I think it's cool. So this one, that one. Oh, when I say I bought myself that watch, that Smith's watch. So in 2019, in June of 2019, I got laid off from my job, and it was like I said. My wife and I went away. Well, actually, all of it, my whole family, we went away a up to Lake Geneva in Wisconsin on vacation. And so we left on Father's Day, and we spent the week up there. My job called me while I was on vacation to tell me I got laid off. So I got laid off. I got technically fired on my day off. So, but it was really shitty. I mean, they let go me, my whole team. It was kind of really bad. So that was June of 2019. In September, I got another job. Well, I got notified in August. The company I work for now, they called me in August to let me know that they were offering me a job. So I got so happy that Ace, Ace Baldwin, he was selling that watch and it's funny because when I woke up the day that I got hired, I saw his post, and I was like, man, I wish I could buy because I always wanted that one. But it's always sold out. At least at the time, it used to always be sold out on Time Factors.
I think it still is almost. I think
is it?
Last I checked, there might be
like
2 left. I think on their website. Last I checked. So
around noon, my job now calls and they offered me a job, whatever. I got so happy that I sent a message to Ace Baldwin saying, "Hey, if you still have that watch, I want to buy it." So I bought that one to commemorate that I found a job.
Nice,
kind of quick. So, let's see. So this one. Seiko Sumo.
Okay.
This was the generation right after they took off the how it says automatic and it said scuba on the older one. Okay. I got a really good deal on this one. I really wanted that one that said automatic scuba. But this was on mass drop for I want to say $350.
So is that the second generation? I think.
I think so. I think it's the second.
We're on
generation.
a 3rd generation now, right?
Okay, so this would be the second because it's got the Prospex X on it. And I remember I was like, man, I really want the 1st generation. But it was going on Amazon for $600, and this was on mass drop. Thomas, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I did it in reverse, the
straps and the watches, right?
This Seiko, and I forgot to mention the Christopher Ward. My wife bought me both of those for our 10th wedding anniversary. That's why. So I got the Seiko Sumo and the Christopher Ward. I got those for our 10th anniversary. The reason why I got 2 watches is because we also upgraded her engagement ring for our 10th anniversary. So it was well, I'd like to upgrade something. So, so that's what, so yeah, so that's another one that'll never go, because again, it was for a 10th anniversary.
Cinema,
yeah. Chris, you'll recognize this one. The
Patty.
The turtle. Yeah. Seiko Patty. So I have it on a Crafter Blue.
How do you like the Crafter Blue, by the way? I've never.
I love them, man. I do. I love them. They're really cool. I like the way they turn down, naturally. And I put it on. I was thinking about putting it on a red one, but I have a red NATO for it. But I think I like the blue for the strap better. But And this one, this is another one that's never going anywhere because this is actually a gift from Chris. So,
so yeah. If you guys don't know, me and George have known each other. How many years now have we known each other? Probably.
God, I want to say, is it maybe 8 years now?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's why this one's never going anywhere either. And that's another thing too, is, everybody starts out, whatchamacallit. Hold on.
Rick is asking, George, are you flying?
Yeah, are you flying the W? Yeah, hold on here. Here we go.
I told Rick you're in Chicago too. I told him you guys need to get up and hang out sometime.
There you go. Flying the W. That's my Cubs W. In Wrigley Field, whenever the Cubs win, they fly the W, and what they do is they'll on the scoreboard in the outfield, if they win, they'll raise that W flag. So then that way, if you didn't attend the game and you don't, that's a good way to know if they won or not that day, was if you see the W flying, that means they won that day. So that's where the term fly the W came from. So there's Rob checking in.
Yep. Rob saying no Cubs.
Yeah. Let's see, where was I at? Okay. This was an 11th anniversary present from my wife. And this was actually a grail of mine.
I do like that Tudor with the red dial.
This is my red Tudor bezel. Black Bay red. This is the ETA version, so I don't know if you could see, but it's got like the smiley. It's got the smile and it's got the rose on there. This was a grail watch. I mean, everybody, Rob knew this was a grail. You knew it was a grail because this was, you had the black bezel at that time that I wanted this one. And I don't know if you remember, but I was like, man, I don't think I'm ever going to get that watch, man. I don't think I'm ever going to get that watch. And my wife and I saw it one time at they were having, I think it was like a James & Sons or a James & Sons or an Alberts was having like an estate sale, and they had that Tudor, and my wife knew I had wanted it forever. And so I took, we went in there for something else, and my oldest daughter was starting to act fussy. And so I said, well, let me take her to there was a little merry-go-round in the mall. I said, let me take her there just so that she could blow off some steam or whatever. And so I'm sitting there, and my wife texts me a picture, and she says, hey, look what they have. And they had it in, they had the box and papers and everything. And I was like, holy shit, like I had never seen it in person.
Yeah.
So like, as soon as the merry-go-round stopped, like I grabbed my daughter and flew off. I don't think the merry-go-round, it may have not have even stopped fully when I grabbed her off of it. And, so we ran there, and my wife knew I absolutely loved it. Our, like I said, our 11th wedding anniversary was coming up. Yeah. And she said, it was one of those where she was like, do you really want it? And I was like, man, yeah, but I don't know. And she was like, and she convinced me to get it. And so that's why I consider it an 11th, wedding anniversary. She actually talked them down. I think we got a really good deal on it. It was, I usually don't like to say, but I'm very proud. My wife got it for, I think, like $2,000 out the door, box and papers.
You can't beat that, man.
Right?
That's a great deal, especially for that one.
Right. Let's see. We got one more here. Oh, by the way, this is another thing I forgot on my Sumo. it comes with a really shitty clasp on the Sumo, so I upgraded it and got the Marine Master clasp on there. And to me, I think that makes it the perfect, watch. I love this watch. This is another one, like I said, that and then my SKX that, according to everyone has to have at least one. I have it. This is the 007, so the SKX 007, and then I have it on strap code.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have it on a strap code, which I like the strap code bracelet. This is just the basic one. No dive extension, no nothing, but I just wanted a nice beefier bracelet to go with it. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. That's it for what I have here. These are more like this is what I wear. This is like the big rotation.
Now you also have a Seamaster, correct?
I do. Actually, it's good. Good thing you reminded me. I have a Seamaster.
That was a long time ago, right?
I got that one. That one's it's not the coarse, it's the automatic, but it's the Pierce Brosnan wave dial, with the aluminum bezel. That one, when I bought it from Crown and Caliber, it was missing the pip. So I got a good deal on it. It was missing the pip on the bezel insert. It was kind of bugging me. At first I had said, it's not a big priority. I'll get it fixed whenever. But then it started to bug me. And I took it into I think I took that one into an Albert's because they're an Omega AD that's closest by me. And they I took it to them. They sent it. At first they said they could fix it in-house. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll do that. Then they called me back and they said, we have to send it to Omega to fix it. And I was like, oh man, so how long is that going to take? And I took it early September, first week of September. I still don't have it. I still don't have it back.
You think it's slowed down just because of the pandemic?
They said that was part of it. That it was part of that's part of the reason why. I mean, even the Omega AD in downtown Chicago, that's been closed. It's all boarded up and everything. I don't know if they've opened it up yet. But it's right now it's boarded up. Rolex is boarded up. For pandemic, and in the summer we had all that civil uprising and stuff. So a bunch of ADs here were boarded up, but so supposedly they're supposed to let me know December 11th. That's their target date of when they were supposed to have finished it by. So that's coming up in a few days. So hopefully I'll get it back. That's another Grail watch of mine.
Yeah.
That
I know you wanted one forever.
I did want one forever. I actually I liked yours with with the ceramic bezel and stuff, but that was a little, that was a little pricier and then plus I liked the Pierce Brosnan. I liked his movies. I became a big James Bond guy because my dad was a big James Bond guy. In fact, my dad was such a big James Bond guy that he got a Walther PPK.
Okay.
So he got a Walther PPK, and I want the Walther P99, which is the gun that James Bond uses after the PPK. So then that way I can have I could have my dad's James Bond gun, and then I'll have my own James Bond gun. So, but that was another reason why I wanted the Omega Seamaster, was because it just kind of reminded me of my dad, because he was like I said, a big Bond guy, and I love Daniel Craig's movies, his James Bond movies. But I really got started. I became a bigger Bond guy around the Pierce Brosnan movies.
That's the same era as me too. I grew up with Pierce Brosnan as my Bond, so that's kind of what inspired me to buy the Omega when I bought it. Now, Tom Austin is asking, what's your current Grail or Grail watch? Like what's on your radar as a Grail?
For radar, for long term, I either want, I think I had mentioned it on here one time before, I either want a Rolex Explorer 1, and then I also, if I can't get a Rolex Explorer, then I would get an OP. I don't think I'm settling. I would settle for an OP because I like both of them equally. I love the OP just as much as I love the Explorer. So, but in all honesty, if I could get an Explorer and a Marine Master, a Seiko Marine Master, I could honestly, I swear on the life of my kids, I could shut it down after that. I could.
Yeah, you think so?
Call it a day. I could call it a day after that. After all
get the Explorer.
Yep. That would be it, because I want an equal number of watches to divide amongst my girls. I have 2 daughters. I have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I want an equal amount of watches for both of them. And then another thing too is so another thing that I did was I bought a bunch of NATOs in my daughter's favorite colors.
Okay.
So there's like pink, baby blue, purple, like, different stripes.
Did you buy any like the rainbow ones for him? Like the different?
No, I didn't buy any of those. I bought specific that they wanted or they don't even know this yet. But so I bought a bunch of NATOs in their favorite colors, and I gave them to my wife, and she's holding them so that whenever, hopefully it's not going to be for years and years, but when I do pass away and they inherit my watches, that way they could wear them on NATOs that they have in their colors. So I think it would be kind of cool, like if, like I said, decades and decades from now, hopefully, I think it would be cool conversation starters too. If somebody says, hey, if somebody asks my daughters, why do you have these big chunky watches, or why do you wear guys' watches on these little girly straps, or, and they could say, oh, it was my dad's watch, or, like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, to kind of bring it all back and answer that question was, that I would say, either an OP or Explorer and a Marine Master. And I could honestly, as God is my witness, I could shut it down after that. That would be it. So, and another one I bought and I forgot to this was just a recent buy, nothing major. Timex has a Day of the Dead watch.
Yeah, you sent me pictures of that one. Looks pretty cool.
I sent you pictures of that one. It's got a sugar skull on it. Because my wife and I, we really celebrate the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. That's kind of a big deal in our house. we really, really celebrate it. So, because my wife lost her mom a couple of years ago, because I lost my dad and stuff. So we really celebrate Day of the Dead, and I saw it and I was like, man, I really like that watch. So I think it was only like, I want to say that I think they had it on discount for like, I think I got it for like $50 or something, but it's a cool watch. It's got a skull, the sugar skull on it. And then the Indiglow, when you press the Indiglow, the whole dial lights up, and in the skull, you could see the skull really cool. So, I have another 14 watches, I think, and God, maybe some even scattered that are not in the case. But I only brought the ones that I wear mostly. Maybe one day we'll do a part 2 or something. But I've got some other really cool ones in that one. I've got an original Timex Marlin. I think that one's from '63. Okay. I have an original Smiths, like an actual, like from Great Britain, not like the Time Factors ones. That one I won on eBay for, I think, like maybe 30 something bucks, which I think I got kind of lucky on that one. And that's about it.
Now, one thing I do think is crazy about Smiths, you remember me telling you the other day, I was watching the James Bond movie, From Russia with Love, and I just realized after watching that movie probably 20 times, I just realized the escape pod that they're in the end of the movie is actually, it has a Smiths clock that they show. And
I remember you told me that. Well, I think I send you the clip of, I think it was Inspector, when he's leaving at the end and he's getting in the DB5, and they show the gauges, and there's Smith's gauges on the DB5.
Which is pretty crazy.
They used to make, they're like a big deal in Great Britain. And they made gauges and, a bunch of stuff too. So,
now the company that's making them now though is different, right? Somebody bought the name, correct?
The guy that owns Time Factors, he bought the rights to the name. Okay. And so, like, back then, I think I don't know if they were ETA movements back when they made them, or if they were in house. They were probably in house, but now they have like Miyota movements. Okay. They're still good watches. I mean, that Smiths one, I love that one. That's probably a near perfect watch too.
Yeah, for around $500, you can't beat it.
Yeah,
for what you get.
Yeah, and so if you could find them, But I know Rick was just saying, that I have a lot of enthusiasm. I do. Now the cool part about that is each one of those watches has a cool story behind it. Here's the bad part: is that when they each have a story to them, or when they were gifts or something, like. Mm-hmm. You're not much of a flipper, that So
you don't flip left and right.
Yeah, but then again too, like, I'm very selective though. Then when I pick a watch, for that reason, I know that it's gonna be something. It's something special to me. Like that. I'll tell you a story. The reason why the SKX. There you go.
You have any rules for rotating through your watches?
For rotating through my watches, do I have any rules? I don't put leather straps on dive watches. It's just something I do. It's just, if you're gonna go diving, you're gonna ruin a leather strap. So the only one that I break that rule is with the Tudor Black Bay, because they sell it with a leather band. So I'll wear it occasionally. I bought I have it on the bracelet. So I'll put it. I bought a black Kolareb for it that I put it on there. I'm like this big sweaty. I'm not big, but like I'm a sweaty guy by nature. So I don't wear leather bands in the summer because I will ruin them. But no, not really. Like I follow Rob's rule where G-Shocks don't count.
Yeah, I think we all follow any excuse not to make a watch count in the collection.
That's
right?
That's actually a good rule. But no, when I wear my
sorry to interrupt, but speaking of Rick, by the way, we're still trying to get him to get G-Shocks. By the way, guys, he hasn't gotten one yet, but we're trying to get him to get the G-Shocks.
I don't understand why, because I'll tell you what, man. I mean, you can do okay. My SKX, that's the only watch that I have that has been with me on every single trip, on every single vacation. Because I love being able to go into the pool with it. I'll take different NATOs with me, so then that way I could swap it out depending on if I'm wearing something and we go out to eat to dinner or something. But and then I'll take a G-Shock with me as backup if anything happens to the SKX or something, like if it gives out. It never has, knock on wood, but I'll take a G-Shock with me. Depending on where I'm at in vacation, sometimes I'll leave my SKX in the hotel room and I'll take I go to Mexico a lot. Like I stay on resorts and stuff in Mexico, but whenever I venture out into the city, I've never had any problems. That's where my parents are from. But I'm always careful. I'll always take a G-Shock with me when I'm out and about and stuff.
No, where at down there is that again?
Where I've where my dad's from is Mexico City.
Okay.
Where my mom is from a little town named Matehuala, which is it's a little town outside of San Luis. Okay. That's where they're from. And if anybody's if you've never been to Mexico City is awesome. I love Mexico City. It's like New York City, but on steroids. That's how big this city is. And it's just an awesome city.
What's your honest, sorry to change the subject, but what's your honest opinion?
I bought mine on the rubber strap. So I didn't have the jangly bracelet that it came with. I thought about buying it just so that I could say I have the one that they come with. They look cool, like they have like that that I forgot what they call it. What's that type of bracelet called? God, not oyster, but what's the?
I know what you're talking about. Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee. Okay.
Jubilee, yeah.
I like it. I probably, if I got a good deal on one and I saw it, I probably would buy it for it. I like it. I don't have anything against it. It's just like my biggest complaint with Seiko bracelets are the clasps. I don't like that. Like the stamped. I like them when they're a little, when they're beefier and they have like the how dangerous is Mexico? You know what? I've gone for decades. I've gone when I was a kid. Number one, when I go, I spend a lot of time on the resort just because, I go there once a year. And so they treat me like a king when I'm on the resort. So I like that. But I've never had any problems. I know some people have. it's kind of along with your own behavior too. I mean, if you're out in a bar and you get drunk and you act stupid, I mean, you have to remember you're in a foreign land, and you're being drunk and acting stupid. Do you really want to do that in any foreign land that you're at? You know, I take my kids there. We'll go out to flea markets in Mexico. I'll have my kids. The one thing is, as I'm older now, I don't do like the bar scene and the club scene anymore. So before it gets dark, I'm back on the resort and back in the pool for a night swim with my kids and my wife. So to answer your question, I think it's pretty safe, you know, depending on where you're at. So, but that's everywhere. I mean, you go to bad parts here too. So
now, my buddy, I'm sure you've probably seen him in the Facebook groups too, George. Alvaro, you know Alvaro?
Yeah.
He's down outside of Mexico City. I think he actually works in Mexico City. They own a business down there. I'll probably have him. I was actually talking to him today about doing a live stream on his collection. I don't know if you've seen his collection or not.
No,
he's got a really sweet collection.
Does he really?
He lives I think right outside of Mexico City. I think he works in Mexico City too.
Okay. The one of the in God, is it in Spectre or in Skyfall? I think it's Spectre, where the opening scene is in Mexico City, and it's a Day of the Dead thing. He goes into a hotel. And it's a really nice hotel. One of my bucket list things is to stay in that hotel, and that hotel is overlooking this big plaza in Mexico. That I've always in that plaza, in one of the museums there is the original Aztec calendar. So if you're into horology and you want to see this, you know, the original Aztec calendar, that's where you got to go. That's cool. That's one of my bucket list things is to go down there. But so that's my humble, you know, little collection.
Nice.
That's what I got.
We're going on about an hour. If you guys are about ready to call it a night, unless you guys got any other questions for George. You guys got any other questions for George before we call it a night? Wait and see if anybody's got any questions or not.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like it's very rare that, you know, you get to show your you know, collection and stuff like that, because most people usually see the one watch you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you don't really get to talk about. Been to Mexico a lot, never had a problem. Did have a lot of fun. Yeah, Mexico's awesome, man. I know Rick was saying that. Rick was saying something about. Thanks, buddy. Something like Omega's not closed, or.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Maybe you have to. Rick, is it like an appointment only? Maybe you have to go into a boutique. Maybe you have to call ahead. Probably.
That might be.
Like they might be closed on the outside, but they might have to be able to let you in or something. Maybe.
Well, I remember a while ago I called because I originally wanted to take my Seamaster to Omega. And when I called, they said it was closed. So. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I at one time they did say it was closed, so maybe they're open now. If they're open, that's cool. Omega fully open.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. I'm glad they are. Is Rolex open? Does he know if Rolex is open?
Is Rolex open, Rick? I don't know. I know the Rolex here has been
open for months. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Because I know you guys probably got a lot of those around there, right?
You know what? Actually, what's more interesting is, okay, so Rolex and Omega are on Michigan Avenue, and not too far, Michigan Avenue here, they call it the Magnificent Mile, because there's just shops of all different cool things. But actually, it's more interesting if you go to this place on, I think the street is named Wells, and that's called Jewelers Row because they sell. That's where a lot of jewelry distributors are.
I think they have one like that in Philly when I went there.
Do they? Okay, and a lot of these places will have like pre-owned watches, all different kinds of pre-owned watches. So, but they're right there. I mean, they're right there. Yeah, Chris, if you're ever down here, if anybody ever comes to visit, once all this is over, once this COVID thing's all over and everything's fully open and, we can hang out like normal people again. Just that, I think a day in the summer would be cool to go down, Jewelers Row and then also down Michigan Avenue. It'd be cool.
Cool. Well, I guess we'll call it a night, guys. Thanks for coming on, George. And thanks for everybody that chimed in on the comments. And
thank you.
Ask questions, guys. I appreciate you guys all taking your time being here. And thanks for your time, George, for the night.
All right.
We'll call it a night, guys.
Pleasure, man. As always, thanks for having me.
All right.
All right, man. Take it easy.